please.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we were discussing about the microbial growth and the nutrition, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can somebody tell me what have we discussed in the last class? My screen is visible to you all, students.
Yes, ma'am.
So the microbial nutrition and growth, this is from module 2, microbial nutrition and growth. So what are the primary requirement of nutrition? That is to obtain energy, to carry out normal cellular activities, and to construct new cellular components. Yes. Next is, what are the common nutrients? They are the macronutrients, that is 95% of cell dry mass is made up of what all components, that is carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. Now what are the components of organic molecules? They are the potassium. Why it is needed? It is required by enzymes. Calcium, that is component of spore. Magnesium, that is cofactor for enzymes. And iron, which is cytochrome and it's helpful in electron transport chain. Then we have trace elements. Often we call it micronutrients when it comes to human body, but uh, they are normally serve as a cofactor in enzymes. So these are manganese, zinc, cobalt, polymidinum, nickel, and copper. So they are required in such small amount that contaminants in water, glassware, and media ingredients are adequate to fulfill their requirements. Now, what are the nutrient requirement per liter of media? The major ingredients, that is the macronutrients, they are required in grams. The minor ingredients, that is the micronutrients, they are required in milligrams. The trace elements, they are required in micrograms. Okay, this much is clear to all of you, students?
Yes,
Second
ma'am.
year? Okay.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
is the categorization of bacteria? It is classified on the basis of carbon, that is autotroph or heterotroph, energy source, phototroph or chemotroph, hydrogen or electron source, it is lithotroph or organotroph. Now, what are photoautotrophs and what are photoheterotrophs? See, photoautotrophs, they use light as energy source and carbon dioxide as carbon source. So these are oxygenic in nature. So the example are algae, blue-green algae, purple and green sulfur bacteria. Photoheterotrophs, these are light as energy source and an organic carbon source. So these are common inhabitat of polluted lakes and streams. So example are purple non-sulfur bacteria and green non-sulfur bacteria. Okay. So you can differentiate between photoautotrophs and photoheterotrophs. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have chemoautotrophs and chemoheterotrophs. So chemo is they use inorganic chemicals as energy source and carbon dioxide as carbon source. The examples are nitrosomonas, nitrobacteria, hydrogenomonas, thiobacillus, and peroxidins. Chemoheterotroph, they use organic molecules as a source of carbon and energy. So same organic molecules satisfy all the requirements. So all the pathogenic bacteria fall in this category. Okay. So there is no naturally occurring organic molecule that cannot be utilized by some microorganism. Okay. Please do take care of this system. Now, how is the nutritional classification of microorganisms, which is very important? See, all the organisms, they are through the energy source divided into chemical and light. So the chemical ones are known as chemotrophs and the light one are known as the phototrophs. The chemotrophs have the carbon source, so They are being divided into organic compounds and carbon dioxide. The organic components one are known as the chemoheterotrophs, whereas while they utilize the carbon dioxide, they are known as the chemoautotrophs, right? Those who are utilizing the organic compounds are known as chemoheterotrophs. So they have final electron acceptor. So some of them accept oxygen and some of them don't accept oxygen. Those who accept oxygen, the examples are all animals, fungi, protozoa, and bacteria. Those who are not accepting oxygen, they're again divided into two components, that is organic compound and inorganic compound. So under organic compound, they are fermentive, that is the streptococcus, for example, and inorganic, it is electron transport chain. The example, the most easily available example is Clostridium tetani, which causes tetanus. Now, when there's a carbon dioxide, these chemoautotrophs. So when there's this chemoautotrophs, they have the examples like for the hydrogen it is sulfur, for iron it is nitrogen and carbon monoxide oxidizing bacteria. Now, what is happening when the energy source is light? It is phototrophs. So the phototrophs, when they combine with the carbon source, they can be in combination with organic compounds and carbon dioxide. In the organic compounds, they can be photoheterotrophs, and in carbon dioxide, they can be photoautotrophs. So when they are in relation to the photoheterotrophs, they are the examples are green non-sulfur bacteria, purple non-sulfur bacteria. Whereas when it is in conjunction with the carbon dioxide, it is photoautotrophs. So they use water to reduce carbon dioxide. So if they're using this, they can be two things. If they're using water to reduce carbon dioxide, then the examples are oxygenic photosynthesis, for example plants, algae and cyanobacteria. If they are not using water to reduce carbon dioxide, then it comes the anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria, that is the green and the purple bacteria. Okay, so the nutritional classification of microorganisms is clear to all of you. Any doubts in this particular conceptualization? Second year.
No, ma'am. No doubt.
Okay, so can we move? Only one student is speaking every time while I am saying. Rest, what are all other students are doing?
No, ma'am, no doubt.
Okay.
No, ma'am, no doubt.
No doubt.
Now this comes the very important part. What are the growth factors? Okay. So when there are organic molecules, they require cell structure and function. Okay. And that cannot be synthesized by a specific microbe. That cannot be synthesized by a specific microbe. That has to come from some growth factors. So some of them are amino acid, second is nucleotides, and third is the vitamins. So all these three factors will help in making up the cell structure and function. This much is clear to all of you? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how the microbial growth is going. So this is in regard to the time. So this is 0 minute. So after 20 minutes, it is 2 bacteria. So after 40 minutes, it is 4 bacteria. So after 60 minutes, it is 8 bacteria. So at what rate the bacteria is growing? After every 20 minutes, it is getting what? Double?
Twice.
Yes, twice. Double. Okay. Now, what are the requirements of growth? There are physical requirements and there are chemical requirements. What do you mean by physical requirements? That is temperature, pH and osmotic pressure. What are chemical requirements? That is use of organic compounds or inorganic compounds. Wherever organic or inorganic chemistry comes in, that is the chemical requirement. So the chemical requirement is by carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, trace elements, oxygen and organic growth factors. Okay. Now one by one we will discuss about each and every variable. So the first and physical requirement is temperature. There can be three things. Either it can be minimum growth temperature, optimum growth temperature and maximum growth temperature. Okay. So this is what happens. See, this is the growth rate, this is the temperature. So they are telling about psychophiles, psychotropes, mesophiles, thermophiles, and hyperthermophiles. Okay, so at this particular temperature, they are growing. Okay. Now, what about the food spoilage temperature? See, we have studied that microbiology plays a very integral part in food microbiology. Yes, while we were discussing the historical perspective and the different branches of microbiology in the first module, we have discussed about this particular thing that whenever you see your some foods, some packed foods like ketchups, right, mayonnaise, cheese, there's this preservative which is there. So that preservative is made up of what? It is made up of microorganism. Okay, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when we come to the food spoilage temperature, there are different temperatures. Like from 65 to 130, in this temperature range, it destroys most microbes. Although lower temperature takes more time. So at this temperature, major amount of microbes are being destroyed. From 50 to 65, very slow bacterial growth. From 15 to 50, it is rapid growth of bacteria. Some may produce toxins. Okay. And what about from minus 30 to 10? There's variability. Like for example, from 5 to 15, many bacteria survive, some may grow. Okay. Now from 0 to 5, which is the temperature of our refrigerator temperature, they may allow slow growth of spoilage bacteria. Very few pathogens are there. Okay. And what about from 0 to minus 30? No significant growth below freezing. So the bacteria cannot live in high temperature. Yes or no? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
students? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how is the effect of
Yes.
temperature on food spoilage? See, now you can very well correlate here that in freezing point, that is in your freezers, there is no bacteria. Correct? There may be some pathogens which may be there in your refrigerator. Okay. And in the hot and humid weather, which usually occurs major time, especially in a city like Delhi, okay, what happens? There is rapid growth of bacteria. Yes or no? Major
Yes.
part of the
Yes,
year, major part of the year, in this temperature we live. Yes or no? Between 35 to 55, है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
है ना? तो यहाँ पे कितना रैपिड ग्रोथ ऑफ बैक्टीरिया है कि नहीं? है कि नहीं बेटा?
It's there, ma'am.
yes,
It's
ma'am.
there, ma'am.
है ना? And अभी what is the temperature right now? It is also between 10 to 20 itself. है ना? 10 से कम तो नहीं होता हमारा टेम्परेचर.
I'm
होता
18
है
degrees Celsius.
18 डिग्री सेल्सियस है. Then also it is coming under the danger zone. Yes or no? So forget about virus. Look at the bacteria. Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Bacteria to is growing without any uh, vaccination or something like that. Yes, all of you agree.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
what is the correlation between the temperature and the hours? अब hours पे भी बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. ठीक है, आप ये देख रहे हो, द डिप्लीशन हो रही है, तो hours भी ज्यादा लग रहे हैं. लेकिन अगर टेम्परेचर ज्यादा है तो hours कम है. Right? So the temperature and hours is inversely proportional to each other. All of you agree?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
है ना? अगर टेम्परेचर ज्यादा है तो कम आर में चीज खराब हो जाएगी, लेकिन अगर टेम्परेचर कम है तो ज्यादा आर्स लगेंगे. यस यस
Yes,
स्टूडेंट्स,
ma'am.
this is
Yes,
just
ma'am.
this is just an example of Bacillus cereus multiples which is there in rice. Okay. The second is the pH. When we talk about pH, what it is, there are different conditions. Like most bacteria, they grow between 6.5 and 7.5. Moles and eels, they grow between 5 and 6. And acidophiles, they grow in, as the name specifies, in the acidic environment. Temperature and pH is clear to everybody? Yes,
Yes,
students?
ma'am.
अच्छा.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
अब क्या होता है, there are classes of microbes which are based upon pH. Like हमने एसिडोफाइल पढ़ा, तो एसिडोफाइल क्या था, जो एसिडिक मीडिया में ग्रो कर रहा था, राइट. एल्कलीन कौन होगा, जो बेसिक मीडिया में होगा, राइट. एंड न्यूट्रोफाइल क्या होगा, विच इज इन द न्यूट्रल, जहां पे ना ज्यादा एसिडिक होगा ना ज्यादा बेसिक होगा. करेक्ट. ऑल ऑफ यू
Yes,
अग्री
ma'am.
विद दीज थ्री टर्म्स, है
Yes,
ना.
ma'am.
तो क्या होता है कि 1 to 4.5 एसिडोफाइल का होता है. प्लीज राइट इट समवेयर. 1 to 4.5 इज फॉर एसिडोफाइल. ओके. फॉर न्यूट्रोफाइल it is 5.5 to 8.5. Okay, students. And for alkaline, it is between 7.5 to 11.5. Is it clear to everybody?
Clear, ma'am.
Clear or not? Okay. Now the pH and the microbial growth. What is the reaction time? जब रिएक्शन यहाँ डेथ हो जाती है, फंगाई 3.5 और 6 के बीच में होते हैं. आइडल रेंज इज बिटवीन 6 to 9 एंड फिर डेथ शुरू हो जाती है आफ्टर 11.5. ओके. दिस पर्टिकुलर ग्राफ इज समथिंग द सेम which we have discussed here. इसी से ही रिलेटेड है ये. यस यस स्टूडेंट्स.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Now what is the pH range of various products? ठीक है. This is hydroxyl, this is hydrogen, and this is the pH value. ठीक है. Now it is going from more acidic to more basic, right? Because the categorization is from 0 to 14. So when we go like this in the ascending order from acidic to basic, first it is battery acid, then stomach acid, lemon juice, cola, vinegar, beer, black coffee, unpolluted rainwater, urine, milk. Then we have nutriol. Blood is basic. Okay, then we have seawater. Then we have detergent solution, milk of magnesia, household ammonia, lye and drain cleaner. Which and after that it is NaOH. Okay, okay, students. Clear or not? The third is the osmotic pressure, which is the third physical requirement. So we have hypertonic environment. In it, there is increased salt and sugar, which causes plasmolysis. There is somebody is saying something to me. Yes. Somebody is saying something. Yes, Chavi. Chavi.
मैम कौन कौन से फिजिकल रिक्वायरमेंट्स थे मैम? सेकंड तो मैम पीएच
First
मैम
temperature
अभी जो
था
आप
बेटा.
बता रहे थे.
First temperature,
Yes, ma'am.
second pH, and the third is osmotic pressure.
Osmotic. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it not clear to you?
No, it's clear, ma'am.
So in the osmotic pressure, there is hypertonic environment which increase salt or sugar and causes plasmolysis. Then we have extreme or obligate halophiles. They require high osmotic pressure. Then we have facultative halophilus. They tolerate high osmotic pressure. Okay. Now this is plasmolysis, that is the shrinkage. So how does the shrinkage occurs? When the NaCl is 0.85, this is how it looks like. Okay. But when the NaCl is 10%, this is how it looks like. Okay. Okay, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we come to the chemical requirement. First is the carbon, which is the structural organic molecule, that is the energy source. So the chemoheterotrophs, they use organic carbon source and autotrophs use carbon dioxide. While we talk about nitrogen in amino acids, proteins, so most bacteria decompose proteins. So some bacteria, they use ammonium or nitrate. So and few bacteria, they use nitrogen and nitrogen fixation. This was the second nitrogen. Third is the sulfur. So in amino acids like thymine and biotin, most bacteria, they decompose proteins and some bacteria, they use sulfate. Now fourth is the phosphorus. Phosphorus is an integrate part in DNA, RNA, ATP and membrane. So phosphate is a source of phosphorus. Then we have trace elements. So we have inorganic elements that are required in small amounts. They are usually enzyme cofactors. Now how this is happening, the requirement for growth or chemical requirement, this is how it looks like. This is obligate aerobes that use oxygen. Then we have qualitative anaerobes that do not use oxygen. Then we have obligate anaerobes that do not use oxygen. Then we have aerotolerate anaerobes that do not use oxygen. Then we have micro aerophils, they use oxygen. Okay. Now, the toxic form of oxygen, there is a singlet oxygen, that is O2 boosted to a higher energy level. Now, how does this happen? What happens? There is a superoxide free radical O. Okay. So this, in presence of superoxide dismutase, the oxygen, while attaching to the hydrogen electroton, it changes into hydrogen peroxide. Okay. And this oxygen radical, it gets converted into oxygen. Now when there is a peroxide anion, so now there comes the peroxide anion. What happens? This hydrogen peroxide which is being formed catalyzes and splits into water and oxygen. Also, the peroxide in communication with oxygen radical in presence of peroxidase forms water. Now hydroxyl radical is also one of the part. Now while we talk about the organic growth factors, we have organic compounds obtained from the environment like the vitamins, amino acids, purines and pyrimidines. Okay. Now we come to the culture media. Okay. So what is culture media? The culture medium nutrients, they are prepared for microbial growth. So these are sterile. Why they are sterile? Because there is no living microbes in it. Then we have inoculum. What is inoculum? देखो बेटा कुछ terms है जैसे inoculum. Inoculum का मतलब होता है when we introduce a microbe into a medium. And what is culture? When the microbes are growing on culture medium. Okay. Now what are the types of media? एक होता है broth, एक होता है agar. मतलब एक liquid medium होता है, एक solid medium होता है. अब agar में क्या होता है? It is solid medium. So it is made up of polysaccharides. So they are solidifying agent for culture media in petri plates, slants and deeps. So they are not metabolized by microbes. So they are liquefy at 100 degrees Celsius and solidify at 40 degrees Celsius. So what is happening? The culture media, that is chemically defined media, exact chemical composition is known. So there is complex media in which the extracts and digest of yeast, meat or plants are there that are forming the nutrient broth and the nutrient agar. Okay, so what is happening? This is a chemically defined media for growing chemoheterotroph or E. coli. Okay, so these are the following things which are need to grow this E. coli bacteria, which is a good bacteria in our body. And what is the composition of nutrient agar? That is a complex media for the growth of heterotrophic bacteria. So it contains peptine, peptone, beef extract, sodium chloride, agar and water. Then we have selective media. What is that? सिलेक्टिव मीडिया का मतलब होता है जब हम सप्रेस करते हैं अनवांटेड माइक्रोब्स को और इनकरेज करते हैं डिजायर्ड माइक्रोब्स को, जैसे कि एक हमने मीडिया बनाया जिसमें हमें सिर्फ हेड्रोट्रोपिक बैक्टीरिया ही चाहिए, तो अगर हमें हेड्रोट्रोपिक बैक्टीरिया ही चाहिए तो उस केस में हम पेप्टोन और इन सब का ग्रोथ इनकरेज करेंगे. ओके, so some example is Maconite agar, जिसमें bile salts they allow intestinal bacteria to do that. Then we have staph 110 media. Staph is for staphylococcus. So in it, what is happening? There is high salts concentration which makes selective for staphylococcus. Then we have chymolobacteria. Okay. So there is Campylobacteria selective media, so in which we have polymyxin B, trimethoprim and rifamycin. Then we have differential media. इसमें क्या होता है? अब आपको different bacteria को distinguish करना है, तो उसके लिए हम differential media use करते हैं. Example is Salmonella, Shingilla, agar. Then we have enriched medium to grow the fastidious bacterium. Substances like blood, serum, egg are added to the basal media. Then we have enriched, they encourage growth of desired microbes. So there's selenite broth used to enhance the growth of Salmonella species, inoculate fecal material in lentil broth and incubate for 18 to 24 hours. Then we have aerobic culture media with reduced media. They contain chemicals that combine oxygen and heat it to drive off oxygen. These anaerobic culture media, they have anaerobic jar, which are consist of Petri plates, anaerobic indicator, which is made up of methylene blue. And the envelope, it contains the sodium bicarbonate and sodium borohydroxide. And then there is a lid with O-ring basket and clamp with clamp screw and palladium catalyst pellets. This is something very important from examination point of view. Okay. Hey, students.
Yes,
Am I
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
Then we
ma'am.
have
ma'am.
capnophilus require high carbon dioxide.
Ma'am,
Yes,
can you
Rasta.
show the last slide?
This is the anaerobic chamber.
Last slide.
How she is working in the
Ma'am,
anaerobic
एक और,
chamber.
ma'am, एक और.
This is anaerobic
Ma'am, एक
culture.
और picture.
This is anaerobic culture medium. Methods.
मैम आपने जो डायग्राम दिखाया था एनारोबिक गैस
ये
का
रहा.
वो जो था. यस मैम.
हाँ, इसमें क्या बेटा? बताओ.
मैं बस कुछ देख रही थी मैम, नाम मैम उसका.
ओके. ठीक है.
यस मैम, हो गया.
Next is canophilus require high carbon dioxide. So there's a candle jar and a carbon dioxide packet. So in the candle jar, we have the candle, Petri plates with solid media, tubes with liquid media, lid and glass jar. And carbon dioxide packet, we have Petri plate with bacterial culture and gas generator. Now, how do we purify a culture? A pure culture, it contains only one species of or strain. So a colony is a population of cells that is arising from a single cell or spore or from a group of attached cells. So a colony is often called as colony forming unit or CFU. This is the streak plate which is used to differentiate the colonies. This is how it is being differentiated. This is growth of Staphylococcus on mannitol, salt, agar. Then we have laboratory culture of microorganisms. So microorganisms can be grown in laboratory in culture media, which is containing the nutrients they require. So what is happening? There is successful cultivation and maintenance of pure culture of microorganisms can only be done only if aseptic technique is practiced to prevent contamination by other microorganisms. So yes, students, is it clear to everybody or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.